Guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Guys, நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ரொம்ப கம்மியாக இருக்கிறாங்க. அதர்ஸும் வர சொல்லுங்கப்பா கொஞ்சம். வெறும் 20 மெம்பர்ஸ் தான் இருக்கிறாங்க. Guys, today attendance will consider as yesterday's class attendance. So ask them to join, man. Ask them to join immediately. Guys, அவங்க செக்ஷன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபோன் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. ஹரிஹரன் 61. ஹரிஹரன் 61. ஹரி,
Sir?
நம்ம பி செக்ஷன்ல எல்லாத்தையும் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லு.
Yes, sir.
இங்க யாரு திருநாவுக்கரசு 202 டி செக்ஷன்ல எல்லாத்தையும் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லு.
Okay.
ஜனபால் 27.
Sir. Yes, sir.
நீ ஏ செக்ஷன்ல சொல்லுப்பா.
Okay.
சி செக்ஷன் யார் இருக்கிறா? ரஞ்சித் ராஜ்.
Yes, sir. Sir. Hello.
சி செக்ஷன் எல்லாத்தையும் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுப்பா. ரஞ்சித்.
Hello.
சி செக்ஷன் நீ சியா டியாப்பா?
Sir. Oh, sir. Okay, sir. C, sir.
சியா டியா?
C section,
சி
sir.
செக்ஷன் பசங்க கொஞ்சம் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லு. குயிக்கா ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுங்கப்பா.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
வாய்ஸ் கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுங்கப்பா. நம்ம ரொம்ப நேரம் வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்க முடியாது இல்லையா? ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க பார்ப்போம். Boys, Arul, shall we start our today's class, man?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. I will take attendance right now. Boys, I downloaded today's announcement. Okay. Okay. I'll present my PPT, man. So, boys, today's our class is about resin. We have seen about what are the materials we are using in 3D printer and also how those materials are preparing for making a product in the 3D printing. So till that we have seen about in material wise we have seen about polymers, we have seen about metals, non-metal in the form of resin. Next one we have seen about ceramics. So these are things we have seen in preparation of metal and preparation of material powders in the form of polymers and metals we have seen. The third thing is about resin, which will come under resin type. I'm sorry, which will come under non-metal. This resin is one of the important type of material used in 3D printing because there are many companies are available. They will prefer only for making a 3D printer with resin. It cannot be used for even polymers or other technologies. There are such companies which is specially making 3D printers only for resin. So it shows that how much resin plays a vital role in 3D printing material. Okay, so that is why I have planned a class for resin today. Okay, we have seen about resin a few days back, but even though I have given a few points, so today we are going to see about resin, only about resin. Okay, so what is resin and how we are going to use and how it can be prepared, what are the types of resin and what are its applications. So these are the things today we are going to see. Okay, what is resin 3D printing? So resin 3D printing is nothing but when we use material for making a product with the help of resin, that will be called as resin 3D printing. Okay, it will form as like others, a layer by layer, and the thing happen here is here the liquid is converted into solid. This process is called here as a polymerization. Polymerization is nothing but forming a number of mers to form a polymer. Okay, here this polymerization is happening under light. So this is what called wet polymerization, or else you will call it as a light sensitive material. Also wet, we can use the word here because of the polymer material. This type of polymer material is stored in wet. That is why they will call it as a wet polymerization. Okay. What defines resin 3D printing? What defines? When we will call it as a resin 3D printing? Yes, of course, when we use the resin for making a product, it will be called as a resin 3D printing. Then how we can define that? The thing is, they use the principle of photopolymerization to create objects. So it shows that there are also other type of polymers which you can make in another type of techniques to form a solid. Here in resin, we will use photopolymerization. So here you will use light sensitive material so that it is called as photopolymerization. Okay, guys. In other type of 3D printing machine, we will use polymerization method, but that will be in the form of heat or pressure or both. But here we are using light. Hence, when you have a principle of photopolymerization, it will also called as resin 3D printing. And next one is they operate according to the code. This is a general way of explanation. And as a material, they use UV or daylight resins. So for photopolymerization to happen such polymerization, we have to use UV or laser or else daylight sunlight might be used for photo polymerization. Okay, then material is stored in a vat, that is nothing but bath or resin tank. See, officially it won't be called it as a photopolymers. Sometimes it is also called as light activator resins. That is the actual term. This is a technical term. When you see actual word, this is called light activator resin. Okay, so it shows that it will activate under a light. Why it is activate under light is when you have a liquid resin, when a different wavelength of light passes over it, it starts to get polymerization. That is why it is called photopolymerization. In general, it will be called as light sensitive material, light activator resins. Because resin means when you take it is a general word. There are many type of resins are there, from natural to synthetic. Many type of resins are there. Here, what we are using is light activator resin. Okay, this resin have many types. Each resin will not get solidified in a single light. Some resins will get solidified or photopolymerized in a UV light. Some will photopolymerized in laser. Some will in daylight, that is sunlight. Some even in LCD projector light. It will enough for start its polymerization. Okay, so it depends upon the type. Next one, how are resin printers are constructed? Why this PPT is, as we are seeing, what do you mean by photopolymerization and how we can define 3D printer means the same way how resin printers are constructed. The resin printers will have the major parts are light source, build platform. The build platform will have a top-down approach or bottom-top approach. Yeah, both cannot be happened in a single construction. Whichever you want, you can prefer. So it depends upon the type of product what you are going to use. Okay, that prefers the top to down or bottom up approach. Okay, and it also have a resin tank to store it. It is nothing but vat. It will have a mirrors to focus the laser light or UV light towards the area wherever we need. Next one is how resin printers form an object. How it will form an object? In a simple way, we can say it as a by the process. The process is nothing but photopolymerization. Normally, normally we will use upside down approach because instead of or else it's tough to control from bottom to top approach when you compare with top to bottom, so that always company will prefer for upside down. We can control easily and we can go for a huge product. Sometimes when you go for a bottom to top approach, you need a strong or more support. To reduce that, we can go for upside down. Okay, upside down is more common for desktop machines because it's easier to operate and fabricate without losing out on quality. And the quality differs is when you have a many number of support in bottom to top approach, you need to have a proper finishing. If the proper finishing is not happen, quality of the product may vary. That is why they have indicated here. Next one is how does resin 3D printing work? So working is nothing but, as we have studied in second unit, the common approach. There are vat in the vat, the photo resin will be filled. Then using UV light, it will pass through the required area, and the layer will get solidified. So after that, what will happens? The build platform will move downwards. That is what called upside down. The downward movement is depends upon a layer thickness. Then again it will be the same process will repeat. Laser light or UV will pass over the area where need to be solidified, and it will be repeated. Finally we will get resin 3D product. So here we have indicated a word called toxic. Why? Because this also There are also types which will be in a toxic conditions. So these type of materials try to avoid, or else it will be made as a product with a proper closed condition or in a preventable care. So in general, what type of post processing are there we can do to have a proper 3D print of resin? First one is washing. Washing is nothing but, as we have seen, there are some resins which that can be washed away with ordinary water, some with chemicals like limonene can be washed away. So it depends upon the type of polymers what we are using. That is, polymer means photopolymer what we are using. So to it is needed to remove uncured resins left over from a print. In order to do so, prints are put into alcohol, water, or at least left to dry on the some paper towel. So washing is nothing but to remove the uncured resins. Even though we are curing with the help of light, there might be an small areas which might left as uncured. It have to be washed away for a proper post processing. So this will be put in water, alcohol, lemon, or any other chemical to wash away unwanted or uncured resins. Okay, next one is UV curing. UV curing is nothing but after the washing is over, it will be kept in UV for further cure, because the machine might done the work very faster. There might not happen a full curing. The material might be considered as a raw material. To have a good strength and for using that product in a lively area, we have to do a proper curing. So to have that, you will have a UV curing second time after your building area. Okay, this will be a common process in a resin. Okay, even after that, sometimes the material might cure too much when you expose directly to sunlight or real time. To avoid such, we will use UV curing. Next one is support removal. Yes, of course, we need to remove the supports. Depends upon the product, the size of support will be vary. It will be usually not in a single stem-like structure. It will be a tree-like structure, so it have to be removed properly. The next one is sanding. Sanding is nothing but you just consider it as a sandpaper. Once you remove the supports, there will be a print left in the area where the supports to go. So it will looks awkward. So to avoid such, we will use sandpaper, a fine sandpaper, to rub over the surface to have a good smooth finish. That is why we will use sanding. Next one is patching escape holes. This is especially for a hollow product. When you make a hollow product, inside that there will be a liquid resin will be available. To escape that, we should have a holes. We should have a escape holes. Finally, once it get escape, we have to patch that hole. That is called patching escape hole. Okay, we will use some photopolymer itself to patch the escape hole. Okay, guys. Next one is finishing. Finishing means the word shows that overall finish. Overall, any imperfection if you are seeing, you have to do. It might be you have to do sanding, or you have to do a curing, proper curing. You have to do a wash away, whatever it may be. Overall thing, if you want, you may repeat. Okay. Well, important thing you have to note down is for some resin, a coating is necessary once the above work is over in post processing. That is, once washing, UV curing, supports removal, and sanding is over, we have to do a finishing called a coating. A coating is nothing but a material which will prevent the photo material from over curing and degrading under sunlight or UV over certain period of time. That is why a finishing is necessary. Then painting, there are many colors are available, many composition are available. You can choose which color you want. It is for aesthetic. The next one is polishing. Polishing is done to have a very smooth surface and clear surface. Okay, so it will give you the yeah, glossy finish or surface with a high reflecting finish, which will looks very attractive. Okay, and that is why this post processing is done in the resin. These are the some post processing. Next one, what is SLA material? SLA material, why we are calling it as SLA material is nothing but in SLA stereolithography, we will use only material is called resin. That is why we will call it as a SLA material. Some you will see some common UV resin types in 3D printing. First one is standard resin. We will call it as resin. It's a common one. Okay, this resin we will use UV light to get photo for polymer. The surface structure might looks rubbery texture, but actually it is very strong when compared to other type of resin. Okay, and this type of standard resins are most sensitive to UV light, so that while on first time itself you have to cure properly and you have to do a proper post processing, or else there might be a overcured area will form while on using condition. To avoid such, you have to do a proper coating. Next one, glass reinforced resin. Yes, of course. Yes, yeah, what you have read is right. Glass reinforced. There are resins which have a glass reinforced. So this type of resins will have a glass additive. Why we are adding is to improve its strength. As like when you choose a glass over, when you choose a fiber over glass because of its strength. That is why here in resins also we are adding glass as additive to improve its strength. When you add such, it's a rigid and tough and resistant to deformation, and wear will be increased. Its rigidity is important, its toughness is important. Okay, and even some resistance to deformation and wear have been increased a lot when you use glass reinforced resin. So these types of resins are used in a direct industrial machine parts. Okay, next one is durable resin. Durable resin, from the word you will understand it is for durability, so it will have some it have some ability to withstand mechanical stress and wear. That is why it will have some notable durability. Okay, where compared to non-photopolymers, it's quite similar to polypropylene (PP). It is similar in the characteristics of PP. That is why durable resin is preferred for machine industrial parts also. Okay. An example of a material used in a tough jerry cans. Okay, the can type materials are used in a durable resins. It will also have a flexibility. Next one is flexible resin. So I think I no need to explain this. It will have more flexible compared to other type of resins. It will behave like a rubber. It will not break easily. It will have a characteristic of elasticity and flexibility is more compared to other type of resin. Next one is tough resin. Tough resin means we will call it as a strong resin, which will have more stiffness compared to other type of resin. And this tough resin can be compared with the ABS polymer, which will have similar characteristic like ABS. This this type of resin will have a good structure while on building a huge product. So it is used only for a big type of output, big product that will be used for tough resin. Next one is dental resin. Dental resin used in a medical purpose in dental industry. In dental industry means when you have a choosing the material for dental, it should be resistance to wear, resistance to chemical, and it should have some precision to in the ability to achieve precision, so that it will be used in a dental resin. Also, the chemical resistance is very much important here. And, next one is high temperature resin. High temperature resin is, believe me boys, this type of resin, even on direct flame, it will not affect, it will not get affected, it will not get liquidified, it will not go into molten state even after the direct flame. Up to 280 degrees Celsius, it can able to withstand withstand without degrading its quality. It is similar like the some type of metals. So it is very much popular, and also it is costly. This type of high temperature resin cannot be formed in a single type of photopolymers. Many composites will form combinations and finally form a composite resin which have a high temperature withstanding ability. Okay, next one is castable resin. Castable means it is for casting purpose. Casting purpose is especially in investment casting. As you know, in what you mean by investment casting is used with the help of wax to achieve a small product, and but for very fine finishing product. Similar like the castable resins are used. Cell casting and can be used, concept can be used here. Ceramic resins are also available. This is happened with the help of adding ceramic in the resin. So this type of resin will give you more stability than rigidity. Even with the high temperatures can able to withstand. That is why we will use ceramic resin. But the thing is, because of high rigidity, it will have a uh, it will have a it will break easily, so that you have to be careful on using ceramic resin. Next one is clear resin. Clear resin is nothing but very transparent in conditions. Very transparent, it looks like a glass. It is very transparent, easy to use, and it looks very transparent. Even in dark condition, some dark condition can able to behave like a very transparent in condition. Next one is high detail resin. High detail resin is nothing but a resin which is very fine in condition. You can use for making a precision very high precision products. So that this type of high detail resins are used for aerospace industries, which is very costly in process for making such, or working condition is high, a little bit costlier. So this is used only for aerospace industry, but you can achieve your precision very much possible compared to others. Next one, what are the colors we have? So see guys, how many resins we have seen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 resins we have seen. So in the earlier class, while taking resin, I have shown only 7 resins, but today I told you about 12 resins. So these are the resins, not more than this. Only 12 resins are mostly used in 3D printers. Even though here some resins are I have shown here, those resins usage is very much less compared to other type of resin because of its cost and the condition what how we are to be use those resins. So it depends upon the situations. Okay. Then what colors are available? Almost all colors are available. Any colors are available in resin, that is possible. Even though luminophorous solvents are also added, you will get a luminous color also can be achieved. That is nothing but it will glow even at the dark. We will generally in general what we will call radium. So it will this also possible when you add luminophore solvents. Okay. What are the advantages and limitations of resin 3D printing? So we have to know what are the advantages of using resin. It is Liquid in condition after it gets solidified it becomes solid, so that by which you can get a very high detail compared to any other type of materials. So when you choose resin for making a product, it will have a very good detail. You will have a very smooth surface finish. And third one is wide variety of materials. Yes, of course. When you take a polymer, when you take a metal, you have a wide variety of materials available. You have a choice. But the thing is, they will have a similar in conditions, similar in characteristics. But here, the resins are from very smooth to very strong and transparent, even at very high temperature we can use. That is how that much variety we have in the resin. That is why it is one of the considered as one of the biggest advantage of using resin. Okay. Support doesn't don't go in the surface that much. Yes, of course. When you have a support, of course, in resin you have to use more support. That support can be easily removed. The support can be easily removed. Okay, when you have a more support in metal or any other type, it's tough to remove. You need to spend more to remove. When you use resin, it is easy to remove. So that it will even the surface or after removal of the support, it is not that much get affected because easy to rub and easy to polish. That is why it doesn't ruin the surface that much. We can using this material, we can make it as high speed compared to metal. It is low cost. The films are waterproof. Yes, since it is a polymer, it is also a waterproof. When you take metal, not all the metals are waterproof, or else some materials will get affected with the water. That is why we will say it as a films are waterproof. Yeah, of course, it will have a disadvantage as like the other materials. Many machines have a small built volume. Yes, by using this resin, we cannot make a huge product. We cannot make a huge product. It's withstanding pressure, temperature ability, not as like metals. So that this type of resin is used only for making small product. Hence, the machine will be smaller in conditions. Okay. Design limit and requirements. Yes. Since these materials are even rigid in condition, for not when you compare with metals, it's not same like metal. So that to achieve somewhat nearer, you need to have a more support. So there should be a proper design and to achieve such. See, for example, yeah, engraved details should be at least 0.4 mm wide and thick. It is not same like metal. In metal, you may have a thin even than that. That is why we have a design limit is more compared to metals. Many support structures, yes, it needs many support structure because we are moving from top to bottom or bottom to top approach. Even though it is easy to remove, they remove the structure in resin, but it need many support as like others. And mandatory post processing. Yes, once the supports are removed, it have to be finished. Sometimes some resins will cure too much while exposed to light after using the product. To avoid such, what we will do, we will do a coating of a paint. So that is why it is mandatory of post processing. Almost all type of material used in 3D printing needs post processing. Okay. Curing keeps running after the printing. Yes. Some material will keep on curing even after the material taken out from the product. Even after certain months, certain years, it will cure slowly day by day. Okay, we cannot stop it. Its cost is little bit costlier, but it is affordable. It is affordable compared to its characteristics and its usage, its cost. It is affordable, but when you compare with polymers, it is costlier. Okay, guys. And then tricky resolutions, you have to have a proper, if you need a design, if you have a design limits, of course you will have a proper parameters you have to maintain. Okay, guys. Next one is how do you use SLA and resin 3D printing for jewelry making, dentistry, animation and props, miniatures, prototyping, and product development. These are the some usage of or else some applications. When you take a jewelry application, the jewelry parts are very small in size and also have some intricate designs. This type of designs cannot be made within the casting. It can be achieved only through the investment casting or else resin type of material can be. When you choose resin, the design limitation is very higher. I'm sorry, very low in making of jewelry. Now, in other parts, it have the design limitation, but when you choose for jewelry, it will be in smaller parts so that design limitation is lesser. It is the best source for using the jewelry making. Okay. Next one, dentistry. There are resins we have seen which have high chemical resistance. We can use for dentistry. Even it can it have a property of less wear and tear, good chemical resistance, and precision can be achieved. It can be used in dentistry. Next one is animation. Movie makers, toy makers can use better for improving the quality. It can be used. Okay. Next one is miniatures. Yes, miniatures means when you have a home 3D printer, you can make a miniatures. Okay. Next one is prototyping and product development. Using this resin in prototype is a good option because easy to make, low cost, and even intricate shape can be done easily. That is why choosing resin for making a prototype is a good option here. Okay. Next one, what different resin printing technologies are available? SLA, stereolithography. Second one is MSLA, that is nothing but masked stereolithography. DLP, digital light processing. DUP, direct UV processing. CLIP, continuous liquid interface production. Polyjet or multijet printing. Okay, so these are the technologies which are used as a resin as a input. Okay, we have seen only SLA in our syllabus. There are also SLA and polyjet, I think so. So these are two things which I have seen in our syllabus, but these are the other technologies: DLP, DUP, clip, MJP. These are the technologies which are developed from the last 20 years, and it have been great successful in a commercial area because of its properties and conditions. Okay, that's all, man. Today's class. That's all today's class. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Today, oh, we have got 31. Let it be. I will take one time attendance one more time. Boys, if you have doubt, you may ask me, man. If you have doubt, you may ask me. Tell me, boys, if you have any doubt, please ask me. If there is no doubt, we may log out. Thank you for listening. See you, boys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.